Guys, what do you think the future of Somalis in America is gonna be, especially in Minnesota? We think it will be as it has been for the last 15, 20, 30 years. Relatively peaceful, everyone's doing their thing. The American slash Somali-American debacle. Donald Trump saying he wants to deport Ilhan Omar. Let's see this.
I can't even believe as a congressperson between her and Ilhan Omar. I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want her. Okay, what else?
U.S. President Donald Trump took a jab.
Yeah, that was, if you read between the lines, Monday even called the president of Somalia, or his actual title, he said the head of Somalia. And he also said, he didn't even get her name right, he said Ilhan Omar or something. Yeah, disrespectful, that's disrespectful.
Of a Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar on Thursday, September 25th. Trump claimed he told Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed to take her back after Omar's controversial remarks about the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk. I met the head of Somalia, did you know that? Trump said in the Oval Office. And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want her. The comment drew laughter from those present, including Vice President J.
Do you think the Somali Sheikh Mahmoud Hassan Mahmoud, do you think he actually said that? It's obviously cap. I don't think he said that at all. I don't even know if he actually met him, because if they met him, there would be pictures. Or maybe they might have actually, because the president did come to USA. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys actually think he said that about Ilhan Omar, saying we don't want to keep her?
D. Vance, FBI Director Kash Patel, and White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late great David Crockett? I don't think so. Jackson Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one, because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want her. Okay, what else?
Responding sharply to the comments Omar posted on X, from denying Somalia had a president to making up a story, President Trump is a
lying buffoon. No one should take this embarrassing footage. Okay, so it is personal. That's why she has a bit of hatred towards him, which I kind of do understand. So yeah, of course he did make it up. He did make it up.
A lying buffoon. No one should take this embarrassing fool seriously.
Yeah, that was my first impression as well. He didn't even refer to him by name or by title. He said the head of Somalia, which is a bit disrespectful, I can't lie.
Exchange comes
especially as a fellow
widespread
president.
Widespread criticism of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar over her remarks following the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old founder of conservative group Turning Point USA. Kirk was shot at an outdoor event in Utah on September 10th. A 22-year-old suspect, reportedly holding left-leaning views, has been charged with murder and other offenses. Omar sparked outrage by criticizing public tributes to Kirk. In an interview with Zeteo, she said, "There are a lot of people who are talking about him just wanting to have a civil debate. These people are full of issues, and it's important for us to call them out while we feel anger and sadness." She later doubled down on CNN, adding, "I'm not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. We should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every day." On social media, Omar called Kirk a stochastic terrorist and accused Democrats and celebrities of normalizing his legacy. Republican Representative Nancy Mace introduced a resolution to censure Omar for celebrating murder. The motion narrowly failed after 4 Republicans joined Democrats in voting it down last week. Omar also faced criticism from outside politics, with golfer Phil Mickelson writing on X, "Ilhan spews hate every time she opens her mouth. She came here fraudulently and will hopefully be sent back to Somalia soon."
Last week in the Oval Office, I asked you about if Ilhan Omar should be censored. Congress
did censure it. Good. When did this happen?
Yesterday.
Yeah, good. I think she's terrible. I think she should be impeached. I think she's terrible. Was she originally from Somalia? So how are they doing it? How's their government? Do they have a president? Do they have a council? Do they have anything? Do they have police? I love these people that come from a place with nothing. With nothing. No anything. And then they tell us how to run our country. No, I think if she got censured, that's great. If she got impeached, that's even better. They impeached me twice for nothing. And they impeached me knowing the Republicans are on my side, so they knew it was just, if they impeached me.
That is very regional. That is very, very, very rude. Man said, do they have president? Do they have this? Do they have that? They have nothing, and they come tell us, you elected her, you know. You know what I'm saying? She's won the election fair and square. But anyways, that's rude. This man is very, very rude. I understand he's in a position of power. But even if he has something against Ilhan Omar, you don't have to absolutely ridicule the entire country. You know what I'm saying? Including the president. That's disrespectful on him. Imagine how he feels when he hears this.
It should happen fast. What she says is kind of like, yeah, go ahead. Anybody else? Go ahead, Ray. Well, you know, when a late night host is on network television, there is a licensing. I'll give you an example. I read someplace that the networks were 97% against me. I get 97% negative, and yet I won, and easily won all 7 swing states, I won everything. And if they're 97% against, they give me only bad publicity or press. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It would be up to Brendan Carr. I think Brendan Carr is outstanding. He's a patriot. He loves our country, and he's a tough guy. So we'll have to see. But when you think about this, 97% of the stories are opposed to me, and yet I win easily the election. It's pretty amazing when you think of it. That shows they have no credibility. Go ahead.
I was going to agree with you. Could you use that same logic with news?
You know, in the old days, I remember the old days.
Are they in a plane?
Every 4 or 5 years, a network would reapply for its license, and the license is free. You know, they get this valuable thing for free, and they reapply for a license. And if they did something wrong, well, I beat George Stephanopoulos, Slopanopoulos, I call him, George Slopanopoulos. They had to pay me $15 million for what he said. I beat CBS for much more money than that, including advertising and other things, much more money, because they totally changed the answer that Kamala gave. What a question. I mean,
Yeah, it's getting too deep into American politics. We're just going to pause it here for a second. But I can't understand where this hatred from Trump comes from, Ilhan Omar. It's personal between them. It's very personal. And not only is he attacking her, he's attacking her country as well, disrespecting the Prime Minister. But I'm not even referring to his name or title. He even said, is there a president of Somalia? Which is very rude. At the same time, he also said, I met with him. So, yeah, of course, there's a few inconsistencies. Guys, what do you think the future of Somalis in America is gonna be, especially in Minnesota? We think it'll be as it has been for the last 15, 20, 30 years. You know, relatively peaceful. Everyone's doing their thing. Now it's just a bit more. It's a bit more heated. I think a lot more people are kind of annoyed by the the takeover of Somalis in Minnesota. But guys, I'd love to hear your opinions. What you think of this situation? Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out of here.